on the next episode of The Walking Dead.
I don't like it either, but we're all on the same side.
Are we though?
Well, you tell me.
We need to start talking about making some rules.
A horde's coming!
The sanctuary group's scared.
We'll make sure they're protected.
They work for you and you protect them. What does that sound like to you?
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and analyzing the new promo trailer for Season 9 Episode 2 of The Walking Dead, The Bridge. With that being said, major warning of spoilers for everything in the show up to the Season 9 premiere, and let's jump right into this. Alright, so I don't know about you guys, but I was pretty happy with how Season 9 started. It's difficult to truly enjoy this season with the issues of Rick and Maggie leaving the show looming over our heads, but let's just try and sit back and relax with what it's worth. The next episode is titled The Bridge, so as the title implies, next episode is when we'll see all of the communities come together to fix that bridge between the communities that we saw get broken last episode. Now, since Maggie told Rick in the last episode that the Saviors should help out with their portion of the labor, we have yet another reason why the Saviors probably won't be too happy with how they're doing most of the work. Even though there's a fair reason as to why, they'll still probably complain about it and give everyone a hard time. Speaking of which, we can actually see a Savior who I believe goes by the name of Justin actually pushing over Henry from the kingdom. It appears that Henry is originally carrying a bucket of paint with someone who maybe looks like Savior Arat. Anyways, we later see Justin take the paint can when he pushes Henry over, and then Justin has the paint can later on when Henry ends up going over and tripping him with his stick. We've seen previously in trailers how Henry ends up tripping him, resulting in a big fight on the bridge, but this clip shows us more of what leads up to it. We all know how blunt and offsetting Henry can be sometimes, so maybe he was just being a bit of a hard ass to Savior Justin, causing him to jokingly push Henry as he probably mocks him and bullies him. I'm not sure if Justin will continue to be an asshole afterwards, or if it's just that results in Henry tripping him, but regardless, it results in a fight on the bridge where Aaron and Daryl are butting heads against the two main Savior assholes of this half season, Justin and Jed. Jed being the guy that holds the knife to Carol's throat in the promo trailers. Now, in the Comic-Con trailer for Season 9 released this summer, we also got a small clip on the bridge of what looks like Daryl possibly backing up because Rick might be there now. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually Rick, as we can only see the corner of him, but we've speculated on this previously, theorizing that maybe Rick is the one to eventually show up and break up the fight, and then he gets mad at Daryl for escalating it, even though Daryl and Aaron were just stepping in. We saw a clip of both of them looking up at Justin pushing Henry, so we can assume that they possibly let it go at first. Maybe Aaron held Daryl back, but then when Henry retaliates by tripping him, it causes that huge ruckus to unfold. We then cut to Daryl and Rick talking in the tent, discussing whether or not they're on the same side. Now, initially, Rick means in regards to all the communities being on the same side, meaning that the Saviors need to help everyone else out just as much as they need to help the Saviors in return. Daryl responds by implying something a little more personal, that maybe him and Rick may not be on the same team as far as this problem goes. Last episode, Daryl even said that he'd prefer moving to the hilltop to side with Maggie over Rick, which definitely hurt Rick, as Andrew Lincoln described during a Talking Dead interview.
And at the end of the conversation, he says, I want out. I'm not doing this anymore. I said, well, you want to come back to us? He says, no. I want to go with Maggie, which is the biggest, most hurtful, and probably the first time that he said it out loud, that you're wrong. To side with her is basically saying, you're getting it wrong.
I'm not too sure how much we'll necessarily see Rick and Daryl butting heads in the next few episodes. We're also waiting for that fight between them when they end up getting off of Daryl's bike from the trailers and they end up yelling at each other, so I hope that they actually move the story forward by working things out efficiently instead of just fighting for the entirety of Rick's 5 remaining episodes on the show, because oh boy will Daryl feel bad when he realizes that the final few months that he spent with Rick, he was really arguing with him. Daryl's probably getting shit from Rick here due to the fact that we see Daryl actually fighting Justin again in the forced camp with all the tents that we see from the trailers, so Rick and Daryl are probably discussing that in one of the main tents there. They most likely set up that camp near the bridge during its construction, which is why so many people from different communities are all there together, and we even get a promo image of Ezekiel and Carol by the fire, and that clip, which the promo image is taken from, is actually the first clip that we ever saw of proof that Carol and Ezekiel are in a relationship together. Near the end of the trailer, we also see Rick throwing down the book titled A Key to the Future, the book that Georgie gave Maggie last season, because, well, he's most likely using this book to help construct the bridge, and he's also frustrated after his talk with Daryl because he's really just trying to keep peace between the communities and get everyone to work together. Now, speaking of the construction for the bridge, they wouldn't get anywhere if they didn't have lumber to work with, and that's exactly what we've seen in trailers. We see an area where they're cutting down trees and stacking the logs in a pile, along with a new clip of Aaron grabbing a fellow worker out of the way of an unstable log that appears to be falling back on him. Although Aaron may end up saving this worker, giving him a close call, their worries aren't over, as we've previously seen multiple clips of zombies actually overrunning this lumber zone. Will that red shirt get saved by Aaron just to end up getting killed by zombies? We see a promo image of a bunch of people from the camp all running out, so we can only assume that the lumber areas within ear distance of the camp and that everyone came running to help when they heard trouble. This would make sense because everyone in that promo image is wearing the same clothes that we see them wearing during one of the days that they're at the camp, and we've also seen clips of Rick slaying zombies in that area with his hatchet. Finally, the trailer closes with a sneak peek of Negan in his jail cell, but if you want to hear more of the speculation and discussion on that topic, feel free to check out the entire video that I actually recently did predicting what we'll see from Negan in prison this season.
You're not saving the world. You're just getting it ready for me.
With all that being said, how'd you guys like the premiere, and are you excited for episode 2? Leave any thoughts or theories down in the comments below, but that's pretty much it for the video, guys. There is a clip of Michonne talking to Maggie, and then also a different clip of Alden talking to Rick, but those are actually sneak peeks, so I'm gonna elaborate on those situations more in my next videos. I'd appreciate a like on this video if you enjoyed anything I've said today though, as it really helps me out more than you can imagine. Apologies if my voice is a little weird in this video, I'm still getting over a sickness, but feel free to subscribe for more Walking Dead content in the near future regardless, and if you'd like to take that extra step in helping support the channel, consider checking out my Patreon as well. Also follow me on Twitter too, link to both of those in the description. I'm fairly active on Twitter even when I'm not posting videos, and I'm always retweeting everything I can involving both The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and Better Call Saul. But anyways guys, as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out!